I'm pro-
Mr. Jacoby.
Hello, Miss Rachel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. And before we go anywhere, I want to point out that I said Kansas City 27, 49ers 20, and I was only 3 points off total.
Do we know that, Brandon? Is that true?
That's true. That's true. I posted that, and I was at my Super Bowl brunch. I was the only Kansas City fan there, and I was insufferable.
I'm sure you were.
18. Let's see, they scored 25 points, so I had a shot at tequila on at least 18 of them. But you want to talk about a crowd clearing out quickly. Seriously, the game ends 4 minutes later. The house is empty. I said, thank you. I'll go ahead and clean this up. You're very nice people. Anyway, welcome to Raising the Standards. I'm sure I've turned off all the 49er fans. That's good. Delighted to have you with us today. It's our annual extravaganza, our tribute to Cinequest. And are you excited, Rachel?
I am.
I didn't mean to wake you to ask. So with us, one of the founders of Cinequest, Kathleen Powell. Hey, Kathleen.
Hey, Michael. How are you and Rachel today?
We're fine, and you're going to use that microphone and speak up.
Hello.
We're fine. And also the writer for the Mercury News of Stumbling in the South Bay. Is that what it's called, Stumbling in the South Bay?
You know, we're going to change the name to that really soon.
Staggering in San Jose or Around Town.
Around town.
Sal Pizarro. Hello, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Jacoby.
Good to have everyone here, and it's thank you for getting through the rain and getting over here. You're worried about getting back because there's an accident on 17th.
That's understandable.
Yeah. We'll check that out, and if it doesn't work out, because we've got on staff, we have an Uber driver who'll take you back through Reno. So
I thought you were going to offer us accommodations.
Oh, we do have
At
accommodations.
the beautiful motel down
No,
there.
these are easy loungers. You know, just lean back. The chairs, they're perfect. You can get some rest.
I don't want to know how you know that.
No, you don't. The cuffs on the side were there when we bought them. All right, so let's talk one of the great events in the South Bay that is finally totally back. Can we say you're totally back?
We are back.
From the pandemic?
We are back this March for the first time back in March. So super excited about it.
Okay. And when does it all begin?
Well,
This is so complicated.
the festival.
I know. I want this like a disclaimer.
I know. The festival opening night is on March 7th, and we run through the 17th in downtown San Jose. But if you're around on the 6th, we have a pre-event with the mayor of San Jose and others talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI.
All right.
And so it will be an all-day event. There'll be a town hall forum. There'll be really exciting speakers, and I encourage you all to come out. That's at the Hammer Theater, and it is on our website. But the 7th through the 17th is, over 200 films from 38 different countries are coming to town, and lots of special events.
So if you're a shut-in on a morphine drip, for instance, and you can't get there,
Then we have it
you have more
set up for you. March 21st through the 31st, we are online, back with Cinejoy. So, Cinejoy saved us all during the pandemic. We were able to go virtually and connect with an audience that was global. So if you're not able to get out to the in-person, you can catch it online. Or if you are out at the in-person but you missed something or want to re-see something, you can catch it again before the end of the month.
If you are not familiar with the Cinequest experience, I'm about to ask Rachel to talk about it, but she's leaving the room. I guess the contract negotiations broke down. It is a magnificent. Let's give me the 30-second overview on how it all came together as I officially welcome folks to Raising the Standards. Tell me how it all got started.
The festival?
Yeah.
Originally?
Yeah. No, yeah, originally.
It was two kids with a dream, Michael.
We had a dream.
So the Warners.
We had a dream. No, Halfton and I co-founded Cinequest, and, a long time ago, we were young filmmakers, that our first feature film went to the Venice Film Festival in Italy, the oldest festival in the world. Incredible experience. The European appreciation for the arts and the artist is just unmatched, and we wanted to create something really special here in Silicon Valley.
So you were independent filmmakers.
We made an independent film.
So it was totally self-serving that you put this together.
And see where that's got us.
Yeah, that's worked out.
30-some years today.
And if folks don't know that you are all independent films. Are you the only festival in the country that does just independent films?
No.
And I know you have a couple, apparently, the way you rolled your eyes.
The definition of independent has changed so much. It's almost like everything's independent now.
It's like open marriage.
Exactly.
Polyamory.
Help me here, Sal.
Cinequest, the Polyamory Festival. That'll sell some tickets.
I'll need 4 seats for the wife.
Back when Cinequest started, in 19, you had that first wave of what was considered independent cinema with Sex Lies and Videotape and Soderbergh and then different festivals started really jumping onto that, and I think independent movies are now, especially as filmmaking has gotten, I won't say it's gotten easier, but the barrier to making movies has gotten so much lower in terms of cost and equipment that if you're a writer or a budding director with an idea, you could shoot a movie on an iPhone, and I believe we've had movies at Cinequest that were shot on iPhones or similar equipment, or a lot of them were. I think they did a movie last year that might have been on Zoom. Mm-hmm. So it's everyone could be an independent filmmaker now, and even the studios have gotten into this idea that they want to snap up the independent filmmakers, and then of course they make one independent movie, and then they say, okay, next you're going to make a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie or something with $300 million, and usually then these filmmakers who are used to working for $10,000 and with actors that they know and that they're up all night with and drinking and smoking and putting together a movie that they love. Now they have $300 million and they don't know what to do with it, and the movie tanks.
Well, I love having you two here every year to talk about the side of which you're both vested in. You, of course, Kathleen, from being an independent filmmaker as well, and you wanting to write an article on something other than Somebody's Out of Limes. But so I thought we'd let's talk to somebody on the street who's been to Cinequest. Let me see. Rachel, you. Yeah. Talk about Cinequest and what you love about it.
I've been.
You've been?
I've been.
So, full disclosure, you know what you're saying.
I do. And one thing that I will say is you can just walk on the street and get to the next movie. Everything's very close together. It's super it's fun. It's just, there's all kinds of stuff to do. It's kind of like going to a festival, I guess, but in the sense that it's all in one spot.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is a festival.
I would never, ever put down, say, a Sundance or a Telluride.
No.
But those things, you're walking in the snow.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, come on.
With all those views.
downtown San Jose,
But-
good
but
food,
What
good
you've
drink.
what you've said, and for good reason, in the past, one of the other lovely things about it is you'll be sitting. I know you and your mom used to
Oh,
go,
yeah.
and you'll be sitting in a theater, and behind you is the directors and the producers of the films and the actors.
Or someone who writes a very famous San Jose column about
Oh, yeah.
entertainment and food, and I mean that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Is Sal goes.
Sal
this
goes.
is supportive
As Sal goes.
of his column. You know.
And Sal is excited to go back this year.
Who is Sal interviewing?
I
that
love third person.
Who's Sal interviewing that I'm not?
It's a secret.
No.
He doesn't
I
even know
don't
The
yet.
second part wasn't a secret.
But
I know
he
I'm
will.
not interviewing anyone.
Oh my
but,
God.
this marks my 17th year in a
deep.
row.
Are you counting?
Not at all. If I counted, I'd be interviewing.
Now, I'll tell you. Wow, you are faster than normal.
I am good today.
Are you on the good
That
Viagra
donut
today?
was a good idea. There it's all. I paint them blue just so I make them feel like they're real.
So, I want to get back to this. Rachel's entirely right. And this one feels, we've been going to Cinequest since, the pandemic when things kind of went away. And it's re-existed in the Cinejoy virtual form. And of course, we were back for the past couple of years in person. But this one feels more like Cinequest of old than I think it has for a while. I mean, number one, it's back in March, and nothing beats that sort of late winter, early spring in San Jose. Secondly, you've got some stars and events that we're used to, including my favorite event that we would have gotten to later. I'm jumping now and saying the Silent Cinema is back at the California Theater.
And that's with the 1920s organ, right?
Right, with Dennis James at the Wurlitzer, and
Double
that,
feature this year.
yes,
Double.
got the Mark of Zorro with Douglas Fairbanks Jr. I think you went to high school with him.
I
right?
did, as a matter of fact.
And
They just didn't list it all the way to Z, so I
and then
left.
your personal comedy hero, Buster Keaton, with Our Hospitality,
How wonderful!
which is one of his classics. They're all classics.
And it's funny because we went through
It is funny.
those years. It is funny, but we went through all those years where, and I'm sure in the early days of talkies that people kind of put down silent films, Mel Brooks did a silent film, and kind of, which was very funny, but it kind of exposed the generation to, wow, this is a different kind of genre that's fun. And the whole idea of seeing it with the organ music, not unlike when an orchestra does the music, like I know San Jose Symphony is doing E.T. When they do that, the whole experience is so special.
Exactly. So,
Do
okay,
you agree
Kathleen,
with that, Kathleen, or what?
do.
She turned an egg timer over when Sal started speaking, and it's just running out of sand. So, what did you want to share, Kathleen? All right, he alluded to stars.
Oh, there's, this year's lineup of stars is.
Oh,
I just.
more stars than
I
in the
can't
heavens.
stop counting them. So, but I'm looking forward to Matthew Modine on closing night.
Oh, good.
Yes, a personal favorite of Sal's. He was a bartender a few years back, and Matthew Modine walked in the door, and he served him a drink. He served him a
Really?
cocktail at Cinequest.
Real
So-
personable guy. We haven't seen each other since then. It's understandable. I've been busy.
Do you still hang with Nicolas Cage? I know you interviewed him once.
He stopped returning my texts.
Really?
Yeah.
That was like me every year. I'd have a word with Tiger Woods, and the word was no. And see where that's gotten him. All right, so
But Matthew Modine's going to be here with a bicycling movie.
is he? He is. Did he
Yeah.
produce it and star in it?
He is bringing it out. He is a social worker in a youth prison, and
Putting together a bike team.
these kids get bikes and they go on a 1,000-mile excursion. So, really looking forward to seeing the film. Really looking forward to it.
Is the advent or the popularity of streaming now, is it make it easier for an independent filmmaker? I mean, it seems to me there's an awful lot of hours to fill.
I have total mixed feelings on it. I think I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of content that's out there, and finding something that I like. Just hundreds of thousands of choices on Netflix, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, and there's more opportunities to get your film out there, but bottom line is, are you making something great that people want to watch? Do you have a great story? And so while content, as Sal brought up earlier in the conversation, we all can do it. We all can make it. We all have technology that's high quality, but is anybody going to want to watch it? And so these are really great films, really great stories. I think it's just as difficult today to get your film to the audience that it's meant for.
Companies like Netflix and stuff aren't looking for people to do films?
Well, I'm sure they're looking all the time, but it's not I have mixed feelings just because it's, you sell your work and you get very little back from it when you choose a platform like that. And so, you have to find the best deal possible. But it's hard, it's a struggle right now to get the theaters operating the way they were before the pandemic, the in-person events. Our theaters are suffering. So, it's things like Cinequest and other events that bring people back in and get people used to, well, why is the in-person experience so important? And it's that connection you have with people in a room, meeting the artists, experiencing something together. And so it's going to take a little while to get those audiences back.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more that the being together in a large room, that experience goes far beyond streaming. On the other hand, and Rachel and I do something every week on binging, there's an awful lot of good stuff out there that I've often thought that you don't die necessarily because you're old and you have a disease, but you just get fed up with the culture, and you've got to have had enough. However, one of the things that I will miss is all the great creative film and television work that's out there now that I'm never going to get to.
Yeah.
Sal and I were talking about Loudermilk, which is just brilliant that no one ever knew about it.
Yeah, and it was out for 2 years, and my brother-in-law said, "Oh, are you watching this?" And it's like, "No, never heard of it."
Yeah. And you're watching Griselda, and you love it.
Griselda, yeah, absolutely.
It's the woman that was in Modern Family.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, and she plays Griselda Blanco, which is the perfect name for a cocaine cartel leader. But she is. It's a true story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of like Queen of the South, did you ever watch that?
I did.
Which I loved. I thought it was terrific, but it's great.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Kathleen wants to know when you want to start talking about movies again after you finish talking about television shows.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we will, but we're talking about, speaking of streaming, is it okay if something is it Strum? And still be in Cinequest? I mean, does this have to be a premiere to be in Cinequest?
Well, everything is a premiere. So there's World, U.S., California, Silicon Valley premieres. We only have a couple. I think we only have one that's classified as a Silicon Valley premiere. So they are all premieres.
Okay.
I take that back. The exception is the silent cinema. Those
have been out for a while. We're premiering the new Buster Keaton.
So
really,
you will see a film you haven't had the opportunity to see before, pretty much guaranteed. So that's great. That's great.
All right, let's talk a little bit about sleepers. What are your secret ones that you can share with us that are going to blow people away? And have you seen them all, by the way, before?
I have not.
No. Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
But if Kathleen doesn't have her answers ready, I have two that I'm really excited about.
I grabbed her notes.
Please go.
Okay. Go. So first one is a documentary called Eden. That is about Mount Eden Vineyard in Saratoga.
Cool.
Oh, really?
It's a local filmmaker named Chris McGilvery. And I'm, in fact, going to be talking to him next week about the movie. But he has spent years working on this movie about the history of that vineyard, which is next to the Mountain Winery. Mm-hmm. So it's the old Parmesan stuff. And I love that local history. I love wine. So those two things go together. Mm-hmm. And what goes better with wine than food, right? So there's a movie directed by Michelle Danner, starring Abigail Breslin, called The Italians, and it is a comedy about an Italian family. The son brings home a non-Italian girlfriend, and hilarity ensues, and there's food and wine, and I'm looking forward to that. I think it's got a pretty good cast, and Michelle Danner had a really interesting movie last year called Miranda's Victim, about the young woman who was played by Abigail Breslin in that movie, who was raped, and it's where the Miranda warning comes from.
Oh.
And so it was about that case. And so she just does an entire turn here. I mean, that was a very serious subject. And then she sort of, rinsed her mouth out by making this comedy. So I'm looking forward to that.
What was the wonderful Big Night?
Big Night, yes.
Which was who were they waiting for? Was it Jerry Vale, as I remember?
No, it wasn't Jerry Vale. It was Louis Prima.
Louis Prima was supposed to come.
Prima.
That's one.
The restaurant.
All right, what's your other sleeper? Or those two? That was the second one. There's Mount Eaton and.
I will pop one more in there. I think those are two good choices, but I'd also put Camp Rickstar on the table. That premieres on Friday the 8th at 7:15 at the Hammer Theater. And story about this camp where they bring disabled individuals to it, and they use music and art and performance and all of these creative elements to build self-esteem, to build pride, to build, to uplift. And so it really is an inspiring story that's receiving our Kaiser Permanente Thrive Award this year. And, it just supports that narrative that art is so essential, for us all. And, it's a shame that it has been cut out of our education systems in so many places because it has so much advantage to learning. So
absolutely. You're listening to Raising the Standards. We're with Kathleen Powell, the co-founder of Cinequest, and our dear friend Sal Pizarro, whose column, of course, is SJ Meets the DTs. Am I wrong again on this?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
yeah, you got it wrong.
I got it wrong again.
It's around town, isn't it?
It's around town.
Yeah,
It is around town.
Okay.
And
has it always been around town?
It always has, although that name appears nowhere that you will ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not at the top of the column?
No, it's not.
Really?
It's just that.
It was many years ago, and now it just.
Now,
it's just,
did you see the Facebook post that we did with your picture on there?
Of course, I see all of your.
It was from your catechism class.
Where was I?
See, I knew I was going to hear this. Yeah. I went to a logo for you because you're that big.
I am a logo.
You're like Prince.
Well, and Kathleen saw the Facebook post, so that's she's a follower of yours, and you didn't put her picture up there.
I reshared it.
And reshared.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break. You're listening to Raising the Standards, the Internet finest hour.
Anywhere.
Jump in. Support Special Olympics Northern California at the 2024 Santa Cruz Polar Plunge on Saturday, March 2nd at the Beach Boardwalk. Bring the family for a fun day of games, food and drinks, costumes, and the iconic plunge straight into the ocean. All proceeds benefit local Special Olympics programs for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Register and donate at plungeca.com. Brought to you in part by SantaCruzVoice.com.
There are times when you want to be of help, but you just don't know how. Some of us have had a friend who finds themselves burdened to their absolute limit. It might be a serious physical challenge, or grief for a loved one, or they're called to be the sole caregiver for a relative. What can you do to help your friend? A 3-month or 6-month gift of My Food Smith prepared meals could be a real godsend. Delicious, fully prepared, all organic and local, delivered twice a week. Your friend can choose 5 menu options, including keto and paleo. MyFoodsmith.com. Healthy and satisfying, easy to heat up, easy to clean up, and no shopping. A great gift for a friend in need from friends indeed. MyFoodsmith.com.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I feel amazing.
You see that woman leaving? She came in with chronic lower back pain she's had for the past couple of years. We learned that she had injured her knee while skiing 5 years ago. After surgery and therapy, she still didn't like placing her full weight on that leg, so her body shifted just enough to reduce the force through her knee. and over time her back began to complain of the compromised position to the point that it became daily pain. So we guided her through some motions that gave the knee confidence, and within a few minutes, her pain was gone. No smoke and mirrors, just understanding biomechanics and finding the underlying reason to her pain. At Rehab Fitness Conditioning, we do more than lift weights and breathe heavy. We encourage unrestricted, pain-free movement in a highly effective manner. Check us out online at rfcsantacruz.com. Call us for a free consultation at 831-854-2130. RFC. We meet you where you are.
Welcome back to Raising the Standards. Rachel and Jacoby with you, along with Kathleen Powell and Sal Pizarro. Before I'll get Kathleen to roll her eyes once more, but has anybody seen The Greatest Night in Pop History?
I have not.
It is brilliant. It's on Netflix. It's about the behind the scenes of the making of We Are the World. And it is.
Oh, no, wait. I did
have you seen it? It is so wonderful.
I did see that.
And you liked it?
She remembered it.
I did like it because, it really showed, the videos you see of, the song and everything. It looks like everybody's together and they're all like having a great time. And then you get to see the behind the scenes of how these artists are when they're together.
And Sheila E. is pissed off because they only invited her because she'd call Prince, her boyfriend, he'd come down. And then once he decides not to come, they kind of don't need her. And so that was weird.
Yeah,
but
that was
and then Stevie Wonder wanted to do something in Swahili, and Waylon Jennings said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, that was great.
But Sal, very quickly, you will love this. Is Dylan looks like a fish out of water. He is so uncomfortable. And finally, Stevie Wonder, who is this brilliant mimic, apparently, brings him over to the piano, and Stevie starts playing the intro of the song, and Stevie leans in and says, "We are the world." And Dylan starts laughing, and he goes, "All right, I'm good." Yeah. And it's just wonderful. But those are the kind of thing I realize it's streaming, but it's the kind of things that somebody told somebody about that, and that's how Cinequest is. And the nice thing about it that's an elongated program is you can catch it, if it's not necessarily playing in the theater. But there'll be 4 or 5 showings, right? Well,
for the in-person, there's like 2.
Okay.
1 or 2. But then if it's also online, which the majority of films will be, then you can watch it at your own leisure over that 10-day window of time. You can watch it at 2 a.m. if you want. But you're right that, with a film festival like Cinequest, you get the program guide or you look online and you see go to cinequest.org and you can see the whole lineup there. You're reading through and you're finding the ones that spark your interest, but where your choices really get influenced is once you arrive and you're standing in line and you're asking the person next to you, "Hey, what'd you see? What do you recommend?" And that's the magic that happens.
Should I not bring up the parties, or are we doing that this year?
We're doing a party. We have a big opening night party on March 7th.
Are we doing the daily deals?
We are doing different daily deals.
All right.
We are having a big event on the last Friday. Both of the opening and the last Friday event will be at the Glass House because we have to be indoors, weather. Yeah. And so we're lucky to have that venue. But throughout the day, our lounge will be open at the Continental. If you've got that all-access pass, pop in for a Tito's with Sal and I anytime. You should probably be there guest bartending. Michael.
That's
a yum for you.
When people say, "Is there a bartender?" Well, guess. No.
But we'll also have for our all-access pass holders special pop-up brunches and other things throughout the festival.
All right, and you've done the all-access thing, Rachel.
Oh,
so
amazing!
And what we were just talking about the fact that the charm of being in line. And it's like Tinder for cinema. You meet people and you make friends. And as Kathleen said, "Well, what did you just see?" And you're getting recommendations and you're shooting over another place. And that's why. Let me ask you, when the secondary thing, the online festival, is that all the same films as you were showing at the live?
Probably about 90%.
90%?
Yeah, probably about 90% are there, not 100%. So, get out and see it in person if you really must see a certain film.
Okay, let's do it from a standpoint of ticketing. Let's do it in reverse. If you want to see it online,
In reverse.
do you need to buy? Do you need to buy? Do you need? The FCC will call and say, we're still not happy.
In reverse.
Do you have to buy to subscribe to it?
Yes.
Okay,
so-
and what are the ticket prices for if you're doing it online?
Oh my gosh, $11.99 I think is for a spotlight event, which was our special evening events, which have a live component to it, so you'll get to see the artists live at those events and see them interviewed. It's not
I'm
a
sure all
taped
these
recording.
prices are on your website if you don't have
They
them.
are.
Okay.
I can't remember what the individual film price is,
Okay.
but you could watch a short. I think they're 99 cents to watch a short instead of a short series, or you could watch a feature, and I don't remember the exact price. But it's Cinequest, the in-person, very affordable, $14 tickets to see a regular film screening. Matinee prices are in effect this year because we're at the California and the Hammer Theater, which are two beautiful, large venues.
And that's just $8
$8.
before 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. So come out. You can power watch during those times. We start early. Or you can get a pass. A Film Lover Pass is $1.99. An all-access pass, which has the lounge.
But start with the Film Lover Pass. What does that get you?
It gets you any regular film screening, and that includes silent cinema. It actually includes the opening night, but you don't get to go to the party.
Okay.
So you can power watch your way. If you just want to come and watch films nonstop, that's a great pass.
And as I've recommended just pretty much every year, if you just go to the California Theater every night, somewhere around 6:30, between 6:30 and 8, whatever movie's starting then, you're going to get a marquee film each night. So that's like 9 movies.
Oh, that's great.
10, 11. Yeah.
Incredible.
So that's great. And then, of course, if you want to get
Now the full
really
Monty.
into it, the full Monty.
There's a full Monty.
There's the
Monty.
There's the Film Lovers, which we talked about, $1.99. There's the VIP All Access, which gets you into the Continental, which is the bar right next to the California Theater.
Wait a
I
second.
can tell
Is
you.
there someplace the all access doesn't get you? Is that what you're about to say?
Well, yes, because then there's the Michael Jacoby level, which is called
What
the,
comes with a pillow?
There's the Mogul,
The mogul.
which makes you a contributor to Cinequest,
Oh.
and you get all that and the Cinejoy package
Love.
with that.
You gotta
And you
like
get
that.
good
and you get a
thing.
warm feeling in your heart for having supported a
Not,
nonprofit entity
true.
like Cinequest.
not unless there's a plug for the paddles near here.
And all this is at cinequest.org.
So, okay, how much is the full Monty?
It hasn't gone up. The full Monty.
The Mogul's $1,000.
$1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, and that gets you all the in-person, all access level.
You
as
spend
well
that on
as
tequila like every
online.
night.
Oh my God!
My Lord.
Spend the whole time there. 10 days. Boom, boom, bam.
So it's 10 days. Is that what we're
a long
saying? Or
time.
is 9 days? What, who's
If
everybody's
you-
got a
if
different
you
note
count
on
everything,
this.
it's 12 days.
12
Technically,
days.
It's the
12
days of Cinequest.
Holy moly!
So if, let's just say, for Lent, you've given up boredom,
Smart,
this would solve your problem. You wouldn't be breaking Lent on this, right?
smart.
Because it's anything, but it's not boring.
It's never boring. It's
Never
Cinequest.
boring.
Never boring.
If you're bored, it's you.
Never tell you a story. My son, whom you know, Kennedy, you both know that
He's on the front page of the Cinequest website,
well,
by the way.
when he got out of catechism, whatever you do as a young Catholic kid, and he was 11, and he took his first confession. Or no, he may have been 9. Took his first confession.
Paid real close attention.
He was
to
in
it,
there.
didn't you?
He was in there for 20 minutes. I said, 20 minutes? You're 9 years old. What are you telling?
He had a lot to say.
He had a lot to
He had
say.
a lot to say.
Can I speak for my father? No, that didn't work out. Okay.
Just quickly,
Please.
in that, so do we have any record holders? Like how many movies have people squeezed in?
Well, how do you? I love the phrase "power watch." Like somehow you're watching faster.
I was thinking about this. Yeah.
Well, regularly we do have hardcore festival goers.
Yeah.
That come every year. They take time off work or they're retired now, and they go back to back. And So it is well into the 50s.
Wow.
For one Cinequest, not including the online, right?
That's
just
incredible.
in person. So you think about, could I watch 4 to 5 movies a day?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No.
I could. I think I have to get my viewing in before 9 p.m.
Oh, for sure.
Because after 9 p.m. I have a hard time.
Oh, me too.
Sitting still.
I can definitely think of a Cinequest regular who would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Jason,
a lot of them.
You may have seen him in Clockwork Orange with his eyes stretched open and putting the drops in.
But it's really easy to do. One of the things I like to do in a plug for getting the VIP passes, you'll be at the Continental or wherever the VIP lounge is that year, and you'll be talking to filmmakers or other people, and you'll have your guide out, and you'll just be circling what movies you want to go to, and you'll be saying, okay, well, should we go to this one? What do you think of that? And of course, sometimes you'll end up talking to the director of a movie who says, oh, well, would you like to see my movie? And they'll hand you a card, and you get to add that to your list, and that's always fun because it's great to see these filmmakers who are so excited about having their movies in front of an audience. They love, as shocking as this may be to some people, they love being in downtown San Jose because it's easy and it's walkable. Nice laugh there, Brandon. But it's they feel very welcome there. The Cinequest, what I hear from filmmakers year in and year out is the people here involved at the festival, the people involved in the different events, they make you feel incredibly welcome to be here. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what's, to me, makes me very happy to have this festival in downtown San Jose still. There's always little satellite versions, but I think there's something really great about being at the California Theater, gorgeous palatial movie house. Thank you, David Packard. Yeah. And being able to see your movie in that environment. How many filmmakers dream of that?
Yeah. It's just...
Nobody dreams of being on Netflix.
They're in shock. They're in shock when they go in because there really is no other experience like that. And yes, there's a few old movie theaters that have been restored, but that California Theater is really a jewel for the Bay Area. It really is a unique experience.
Well, a restaurant can have a great dining room, but doesn't mean the food's any good. So
this is true. It depends on what.
Let me ask you this: obviously, we all have a bucket list. Mine comes with like a little bucket of limes on the side. But what is your bucket list for the future with this? I mean, we had talked about, because I'm doing that stuff with Rancho Cielo, and we talked about maybe doing something down this way. If you're listening online this way is in Santa Cruz. But do you want to expand? I mean, you love San Jose as well. You should, and it is a great hub. But I mean, is that something you're looking at in the future?
I think yes. The short answer is yes, but it may not be what you think it is. I think each year we see so many incredible films and meet so many incredible artists, and some of them go on to that next step. Some of them may get to another festival. We help some get distribution and get picked up, but some of them don't, and they're really great films, And so we're looking at how do we take a subset of all the work that we do here and put it into other communities around the world and have experiences and have some unique things for that too. But also have, a traveling show so that these filmmakers can have more exposure, more media coverage, and more opportunities.
When I do this analogy, I don't mean it based on content, but is it analogous to like minor league baseball that scouts will come to see athletes? Do scouts from studios come to these festivals?
Yeah, and
so
films
they're
are
looking
picked
for.
up.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, films are. I mean, that's why festivals. Well, festivals originated for two reasons. One,
you and your friend needed a job and wanted to go to Italy.
Exactly. But marketing and helping with what's the next step. But also the other aspect that film festivals have originated for was to rebuild communities. So Tribeca originated for that very purpose. It wasn't necessarily about the film aspect, but it's how do you rebuild New York City after something tragic happens there. So, there's two real center points that happen, around festivals and why they exist. And it can be, and the magic can come in if they exist for both reasons. Yeah.
We'll wrap up our conversation in just a few. We're going to do liner notes. Today, perfection. Although, to be honest, I've been doing liner notes for 3 years, and that's like 150 different tunes. And frankly, I'm not sure if I've done this one before. However, if I have, I'm more than certain that it's worth repeating. The tune I Loves You, Porgy, by George and Ira Gershwin from the 1935 opera Porgy and Bess, is simply magnificent. Nina Simone's 1959 recording is, in a word, wonderful. Anne Brown and Todd Duncan introduced the song at the Broadway premiere. It is a plea by Bess for Porgy to protect her from her abusive lover, Crown. I loves you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me, I want to stay here with you forever, and I'll be glad. You should know that I considered several versions before deciding on the one you're about to hear. One was Simone's appearance on the short-lived series Playboy's Penthouse, and one on the Ed Sullivan Show. In both, although terrific, for me, she appeared a bit uncomfortable. Today's studio rendition captures not only the spirit of the song, but the depth of her heart and the breadth of her talent. Enjoy.
I love you, Porgy, don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me, I want to stay with you forever. And I'll be glad. Yes, I love you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me with his hot hands. If you can keep me, I want to stay here with you forever. I've got my man. Let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me, I wanna stay here with you forever. I've got my man. Someday I know he's coming to call me. He's going to handle me and hold me so. It's going to be like dying, Porgy, when he calls me. But when he comes, I know I'll have to go. I love you, Porgy. me, I wanna stay here with you forever. I've got my man.
That is as good as it gets. The great Nina Simone.
Really good.
Yeah, she is just magnificent. There was an American Masters on PBS about her, Abby Lincoln, and Lena Horne. It's just wonderful. So, finishing our conversation, it's a conversation that never ends because we take it up every year with Kathleen Powell.
Sometimes more than once a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we never know when you're going to be doing your gig.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back. And Sal can fill us in on what's the best ways to get out of a DUI.
Well, usually it's have somebody else drive.
That's true. You need a designated driver.
Sometimes you could just put a baby in front of the steering wheel.
Does that count? Yeah, that's a good.
Now, one
he drank my
thing,
water.
I hate to bring this back to the topic at hand.
It happens.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Rather than my alleged DUIs. But, one thing we haven't really talked about is opening night because we got sort of sidetracked by both Matthew Modine and the.
That's closing night for Matthew Modine. Opening night is March 6th.
March
7th.
March 6th is the.
But if you're there the 6th,
anyway,
all right, we know.
So opening night's March 7th, and it's this movie called The Island Between Tides. Now, it's based off of a story written by the author of Peter Pan, J.M. Barrie, but it's kind of like a strange time travel mystery, and it's going to have Donald Logue. Do you remember?
Grounded for Life.
Okay, Grounded for Life. I remember him from Gotham.
Sure.
And then, of course, what I really remember him from was this great movie called The Tao of Steve.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Brando's our research guy over here. We don't. Rachel and I have no clue, and he'll just look over and he'll go, "That's that movie."
No, he's trivia. Yeah.
And he's going to be here, right?
Yeah, we've got I think 40 people coming out from that cast and crew, and so the actors are coming in, and it will be a not to miss event.
Well, we're talking. We get just a minute. I want to talk about the what it does bring to the city. I mean, in addition to bringing you untold fortunes and the BMW you have down there, the idea that these people are coming in and getting rooms.
Yep.
Helping the economy, and Lord knows it's taken a while for all of us to come back from pandemic. It's certainly taking San Jose a while, and it's starting to happen. Conventions coming back. This is one of the reasons.
And I know, this is going to surprise you, Michael, that I don't spend all my time just figuring out what bar I'm going to go to next.
I know that. You have a list.
I spent I've got a predetermined list. I spent some time yesterday listening to a city council meeting about exactly.
You wonder why he drinks.
I have a day job about destination events and arts marketing and how much these events really do bring into the city. And it's just a fact that for every dollar that the city invests into events like Cinequest and San Jose Jazz Summerfest and other big things, they get $2 or $3 back in just economic benefit. People staying in hotels, eating at restaurants, buying tickets, and quite frankly, the mayor and others have said arts and culture and destination events are what are driving the economy in San Jose.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Absolutely. Well, if there is ever living proof of a win-win, it is Cinequest, because not only can you can spend a couple of ducats and see an extraordinary and experience an extraordinary evening and or a week and a half of great films, and be helping your local community, which is wonderful.
So every year the restaurants tell us it is
Get out.
Busiest week.
I'm sorry, I was talking for Sal.
It is their busiest week of the year.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It surpasses the holidays. Everything. Yeah. It's because when you think about it, when you go to a movie, you want to go talk about it afterwards or before, or so you go to a restaurant, you go have a drink,
and the California Theater doesn't sell hot dogs.
Yeah.
So. You know,
They don't.
They do need to eat something.
And Brandon just pointed out how old he was by saying the words sharks and playoffs together. Okay, again, what's the website? That's where we keep all this stuff.
Cinequest.org. And from there, you can get over to the virtual side. If you want to look at that, it's easy just to click away.
Can you print tickets? Or do you have to do the phone deal? I'm an old guy. I like to hold a ticket.
We have moved into the digital world. We were all forced to during
This
the pandemic.
damn century.
You get your ticket, and it's on your phone. It's digital. You don't have to remember to bring the paper. You can print it out. You get an emailed copy of it, so you can print it out on your printer so you have a paper copy. I still sometimes do that with my boarding pass when I travel.
And if you'd like an autograph, you can't sign the phone.
You can't sign the phone.
Not a bad idea. Sign the phone.
But, or you can go to a box office and get your ticket in person if you'd like. But I, as we've talked about earlier, I recommend the pass.
Are you pretty safe? I know you sell a great many tickets, but are you pretty safe if all of a sudden, as Sal said, let's go down there and check it out? Pretty safe of getting in?
Well, the venues are huge.
Yeah,
1,100 seats at the California Theater, 550 at the Hammer. Just show up, and I recommend it. And if for some reason you don't get in and you got that all access pass, go hang out in the Continental and go to the next one. That's where little mistakes or little hiccups in your schedule or whatever, create a situation where you have the unexpected.
And not only is it a great product, they really are marvelous venues.
They are.
Between the California, and I would certainly never put the Hammer down.
They are fabulous.
I caught that. That was.
I ignored it.
He's looking around. Looking around.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys here. It's always a joy.
We love it.
Well, I hope you love
Hard
it.
to get people here.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was
really grateful.
We're regulars.
Yeah, you guys are regulars.
When called, we come.
And of the 5
million
podcasts in this country, we're just delighted that you joined us.
Thank you.
It's not like there aren't other options.
Very true.
There's a guy in a trunk at Seaside. You could have done his show. But
Absolutely.
This is perfect. We got an A-train.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody comes out to Cinequest, and if you can't, you can read about it in my column.
Around Town.
You like that?
Is that your column, Around Town?
Available at mercurynews.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. That, and if you have a breathalyzer, I think it comes with it, doesn't it? Let's bring the A-train in. Oh, by the way, next week, Haley Lauren, a make good because we had some technical problems.
Okay.
She's got a marvelous new CD out. Haley Lauren, and we'll talk to the folks at Trace Pinos. And we'll go from there. Delighted to see you, Miss Rachel.
To see you.
As always, this show has been for Mark, for Georgianne, and for you. Until next Saturday at noon and anytime on Spotify, when we once again raise the standards, I'm Jacoby. I'll see you soon.
should take
a train. You get to where you're going in a hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Now it's coming. Can't you hear the rails are humming? If you should miss the A train.
yeah.